Happy Friday. Welcome. What's going on? NFL draft. Man, 6 days away. But let's talk some quarterback. I love talking quarterback. More specifically, Zach Wilson. And what we need to see from him next year to feel like, hey, we took the right guy and we are headed in the correct direction in year two of our rebuild under Zach, Coach, and JD. I boiled it down to three things. There's something I need to see from him as a leader. There's something I need to see from him with his play with my eyes. And also I need to see a certain criteria of numbers to feel like we took the right player. Let's start with something that's not very flashy. It's not very fun. It's not very sexy. But the first thing I need to see from Zach Wilson is some adulting at quarterback. You might say, what does that mean? Well, you know what adulting is. You didn't know what it was when you were a kid, right? Man, being a grown-up. You get to make your own bedtime. Got some money to spend. Got your own car, freedom. Ice cream for dinner every night if you want. How amazing it must be. However, when you become an adult, you realize that essentially you got to spend a lot of your life doing repetitive, monotonous tasks in order to keep your life from completely falling apart. You got to pay your taxes. You got to take out the garbage. And you got to floss. Otherwise, you go to jail, your house smells, and your teeth fall out. What are those adulting type things at quarterback? Well, I need to see Zach Wilson be an extension of the coaching staff on the field. Might think lofty expectation. Not for a guy with a C on his chest, not for a guy that was a second overall pick, and not for the most important player on our team. And when you watch Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson in their second season, you can watch the game on mute and you're like, man, that guy's a leader of men. So are you getting guys in the right position so we don't have a free rusher off the edge because you saw the fronts were misaligned and you scooched all your linemen over a spot, or you told your running back, hey, you see that guy right there? I'd prefer not to get hit by him. So if you could help me out with that, that'd be great. Are we burning timeouts unnecessarily? Are you communicating well between your coordinator and your teammates? You know, something small, seemingly small, but I think is really telling that great teams always do and bad teams always manage to mess up. We all know this type of play. Offense makes a big play, but the call was a little bit questionable. We picked up 20 yards. Beautiful catch and throw. However, maybe that left foot was on the chalk. What do great teams do? In unison, seemingly without having to communicate with one another, they run up to the line of scrimmage. They run a little halfback dive up the middle, gain a yard. And what that 1 yard gain accomplishes is preventing the opposing team from challenging the previous 20-yard gain. Now, what that looks like when a bad team is under those circumstances, they're in kind of a quasi-huddle. Nobody knows what to do. The coach is losing his mind, yelling on the sideline. It's obvious that this isn't a rehearsed and practiced procedure that's identifiable by a single word where everyone knows what to do. And then the red flag comes out and the chains are backing up. So that's what I want Zach Wilson to do. I want Zach Wilson to do repetitive, mundane, adulting things to keep the Jets offense from falling apart. He's got to floss. He's got to pay his taxes. And he's got to take out the trash. Number two. There's really two pieces to number two. 2A and 2B. The first part is he has to, and as coach would say this all the time last year, he's got to make the layups. Checkdowns. Screens. Little play action rollout. 2 reads, fullback in the flat. Hit it on the money every time. Nearly 100%. Screen passes, skip it in the dirt. No more in year 2. We got to make those. Additionally, I want to see, part B, I want to see 3 to 5 wow plays a game. What's a wow play? A wow play is even if we're losing, even if he's not having a great game, 3 to 5 plays where you say, wow, that's the reason he's the second overall pick. You see this in other sports. When Jacob deGrom takes the hill, even on the rarest of occasions when he doesn't have it, he's getting shelled. There's going to be a handful of pitches where you go, whew. That's why he's elite. That's why he's elite. That's what I want to see from Zach Wilson. And finally, some numbers. I need to see some legitimate 21st century quarterback stats from Zach Wilson. What do those look like? Something approaching 4,000 yards passing. You have an extra game to do it. There's no excuses. Nearing 65% completion percentage, especially because our offense actually calls for a decent amount of layups. Hit the screens, hit the checkdowns, and you'll hit that 65%. Right? If you could think about it, what they tell basketball players is make all the shots you're supposed to make and some of the ones you aren't. And you'll get to 65 easy if you do that. And probably about 25 touchdowns. So now if he falls a little bit short in any one of these categories, is it the end of the world? No. But if you look at any franchise quarterback in year 2, they gave you legitimate 21st century stats. If you look at all the quarterbacks that made the playoffs last year, they gave you similar or better stats unless you're Jalen Hurts and you're rushing for nearly 1,000 yards. So that's the criteria. He's got to be a grown-up. He's got to make all the throws he's supposed to make and some of the ones he's not. And we need some legit stats out of our QB1 in year 2. What do you think Zach Wilson needs to do in order to show you that he was the right guy at number 2? Let me know in the comments below if you liked this video. Like the video if you loved this video. Hit subscribe. But either way, let's go Jets. And I didn't stop the video yet.